When you think about your childhood or growing up, what comes to mind? Do you think about your toys, your friends, or your family? How about having to walk barefoot everywhere you go? The possibility of contracting a serious disease, or the reality of not being able to go to school? I would venture to guess that most of us would think mainly on those first thoughts and probably not at all about those second thoughts. We are so blessed to have our basic needs met, but the reality is that not everyone is so lucky. What do you think one of the most basic needs you've had met all your life? I'd venture to say shoes. Probably the shoes you're wearing right now. The dozens and dozens of shoes that you have piled up in your closet or under your bed. But don't feel guilty, because we all do, except for millions and millions of children in poverty around the world. I myself have been aware of shoes for as long as I can remember. I even have a pair of Nikes that my mom bought me when I was 1 year old. I don't know what it's like to live day after day without shoes, but I know what it's like to have to go barefoot across dirt, or especially gravel, and the immense pain that it can bring, even if only for a few seconds. I can't imagine having to do that my entire life. So I want to introduce you to a company that's doing something to change this. You might have heard of them before, and if so, I hope to expound on what you already know. But if you haven't, I hope that I can tell you why this thing they're doing is so great and why you should be a part. If you wear shoes, you have to buy shoes. And if you buy shoes, you should buy Tom's shoes. So let's take a look at how Tom's shoes got started, what they help to do, and how you can get involved and make a difference. Tom's Shoes was founded by Blake Mikowski in 2006. According to a CNN Online article, Mikowski visited Argentina while competing on the second season of The Amazing Race with his sister. He returned there on vacation in 2006, and after noticing the numerous kids without shoes in poor villages, he had the idea to develop a shoe company where for every pair sold, a new pair would be donated to a child in need of shoes. Mikowski had taken to wearing the local alpargata shoes that had been worn by Argentina farmers for 100 years, so he decided to design his shoes after them. He then returned to the United States and sold his online driver education company to self-finance the shoe company. This according to an article in News OK. Now, nearly 500,000 pairs of shoes have been given to kids through the one-for-one movement since Tom's launched in 2006, and there's no sign of slowing down. The dilemmas that Tom's Shoes help solve are many. And so we'll answer the question, why shoes? Well, according to Tom's Shoes website, many children in developing countries have to grow up barefoot. Couple that with the fact that walking is a primary mode of transportation in third world countries, and you have some serious health risks. The biggest of these is a disease called porokeratosis, or POTO for short. Also known as mossy foot, POTO is a fungus that gets into the pores at the bottom of the feet and eventually destroys the lymphatic system. According to the non-for-profit organization Friends of Tom's, POTO is a debilitating disease that causes extreme swelling, repeated ulcers, and deformity in the feet and legs. It is caused by walking or working in silica-heavy volcanic soil, a common practice in rural farming regions of developing countries. According to their website, there are over 1 billion people at risk around the world, and shoes can not only prevent it, but are the most basic solution for these health risks. There are also societal factors that come from not having shoes. Another dilemma that arises for kids who don't have shoes is the ability to go to school. Many times children cannot attend barefoot because shoes are a required part of their uniform. Since they don't have shoes, they don't go to school. And if they don't receive an education, they don't have the opportunity to realize or reach their full potential. So what are ways that you can help support Tom's Shoes? Well, you can buy a pair of shoes yourself. That's not too hard, is it? You obviously need to wear shoes, so why not pick a pair that's going to make a huge difference in a child's life around the world? As Tom's website states, Tom's Shoes was founded on a simple premise. With every pair you purchase, Tom will give a pair of new shoes to a child in need, one for one. Using the purchasing power of individuals to benefit the greater good is what they're all about. The Tom's one-for-one business model transforms customers into benefactors and therefore allows people to get connected and make a difference in the world around them. If you're really gung-ho and want to get involved directly, you can go on a Tom's Shoe Drop, where you actually travel around the world with a group and hand out shoes to children in need yourself. This is an incredible way to see the difference being made firsthand and look into the eyes of a child as they receive possibly their first pair of shoes ever. If you're strapped for cash and there's just no way you can buy a pair of shoes or go on a shoe drop, you can always go barefoot to help raise awareness. In fact, just 3 weeks ago on April 8th, there was a worldwide event entitled One Day Without Shoes, where thousands of people forwent wearing shoes to support Toms, including celebrities such as Kristen Bell, Demi Moore, Jordan Sparks, Charlize Theron, and the Jonas Brothers. It's fun, it's free, and it really gives you a chance to somewhat experience what kids without shoes have to go through every day. So, to support Toms, you can buy a pair for yourself, and thus send a pair to a child in need. You can go on a shoe drop and experience the giving directly, or you can simply go barefoot for a day to help raise awareness for Toms. So in conclusion, we've learned that Toms was founded to give back and help change the world. Toms Shoes also prevents the disease porokeratosis and allows children to go to school. And finally, there are several ways you can get involved, some as easy as going barefoot or as selfish as buying a pair of shoes for yourself. So now it's your decision. If you want to live beyond yourself and help to change the world, I can think of no simpler way than to buy a pair of Toms shoes. Not only do you need them in your day-to-day life, but so do less fortunate kids in third world countries. Thank you.